Hola, año 9, buenos días o buenas tardes, bienvenidos a la clase de español. Hola, year 9, good morning or good afternoon, welcome to the Spanish class. This is our second lesson of the week. So what I want you to do before anything is to write the title and to write today's date. So we're gonna start with this first activity where you're gonna translate these sentences. You've got 3 sentences where you're gonna be translated from Spanish to English. And then you've got these 2 sentences in red, rojo, where you're gonna be translating from English to Spanish. What I want you to do is to write these sentences and then write the correct translation. I also would like you to look at this yellow box where I'm giving you the translation for advice, que significa consejo. Okay, time for you to do the translation. So let's have a look at those translations. 1, we must eat more vegetables. 2, you mustn't drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes. 3, my sister must do sport frequently. 4, para llevar una vida más sana, debéis comer menos caramelos. Y 5, a mi hermano le encantan las hamburguesas, las patatas fritas y los refrescos. Mi consejo es que para llevar una vida más sana, él no debe comer comida basura y no debe beber muchos refrescos. So make sure you're marking your work, make sure that you got exactly the same as I've got. If you don't, please rewrite your sentences again. Well done, guys, for doing this first activity. So today's lesson's objectives are the same as the previous lesson, and it will be for the whole week. We have already looked at the new vocabulary about healthy living, and you understand by using this vocabulary throughout the lesson. We're going to apply by doing a writing about healthy lifestyle and using para to connect your sentences. And then you are going to evaluate and set targets on how to improve further. Repasamos el pretérito. Copia y completa estas frases con el pretérito correcto. So we're going to revise about the preterite tenses, okay? You are going to copy and complete these sentences with the correct preterite form of the verb in the brackets, okay? So to give you a hint, I'm gonna just show you the first verb because it could be any person. It could be in the first person, it could be in the second person, it could be in the third plural person. So the first verb is be. So this just gives you a hint of how your verb should be, okay? So you are gonna copy and complete these sentences by writing the correct preterite form of the verbs in the brackets. Once you have completed that task, you are going to try to do your challenge, which is to write 2 sentences on your own using different preterite tense verbs. And then you're going to translate those sentences. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read the sentence for you, read these sentences for you, and I'm going to be showing you the verbs. As I'm doing this, it's your time to mark your work, okay? El sábado pasado vi la televisión todo el día. Bebí 2 botellas de Coca-Cola y comí demasiados pasteles. Luego salí a las 10, fui a la discoteca, hablé con mis amigos, bailé, fumé cigarrillos, volví a casa a las 3, pero dormí solo 5 horas. ¡Qué horror! Okay, so please check that these are the verbs that you have in your writing. Make sure that your verbs have accent accordingly. It is very important that these verbs have the accent because that is what is telling you as well they are in the preterite tense. It's very important the accents are there, otherwise the verb will have a different meaning. I am expecting that you have written one sentence or two for your challenge, and that you have translated those sentences. Now you're going to do a listening activity. Escucha. So, copia y rellena la tabla en inglés. So the first thing you're going to do is that you are going to draw this table. Then you're going to have these columns where you have positive things that the person does, negative things that the person does, and the advice that person is given. So you're going to listen to 5 different people. They're going to be saying positive things, negative things, and someone is going to be giving them an advice, okay? As you listen, maybe you can do the genius task for me. So this genius task is that there are verbs in the preterite tense that are going to be mentioned, about 7 of them. If you can spot the 7, brilliant. But if you don't worry. But try to see if you can spot, you can hear those preterite tense verbs, okay? What I'm going to do is that I'm going to bring the audio with me. So I need to put this like that. And
Página 48.
okay, so before we start this, please be ready. Remember, you can always stop this video. You can always come back, go back to the beginning and listen to this activity over again. The more you listen to it, the more that you improve your listening skills, okay? So let's put the listening.
Página 48. Ejercicio 3. Escucha. Copia y rellena la tabla. 1.
Dime, ¿llevas una vida sana?
A ver, como huevos y bebo mucha leche.
Bien, es comida sana.
También duermo 8 horas por día.
Excelente.
Sí, pero también como pasteles y bebo muchos refrescos. Ayer, por ejemplo, comí 2 pasteles y bebí 1 litro de Coca-Cola.
De verdad, eso no está bien. Para llevar una vida más sana, debes comer menos pasteles y beber menos refrescos. Hay que decir no.
Lo sé, ya lo sé.
2.
¿Llevas una vida sana?
A ver, como mucha fruta y muchas verduras.
Muy bien, eso es muy sano. ¿Haces deporte de vez en cuando?
Pues no hago mucho deporte. El fin de semana pasado hice natación, pero después comí una hamburguesa con patatas fritas.
¡Qué horror! Las hamburguesas son perjudiciales para la salud. Para llevar una vida más sana, no debes comer comida basura y debes hacer deporte frecuentemente.
Lo sé.
3.
¿Llevas una vida sana?
Pues como fruta y bebo mucha agua.
¿Haces deporte de vez en cuando?
No hago mucho deporte. A ver, el fin de semana pasado jugué al voleibol en el parque con unos amigos, pero normalmente no hago mucho deporte.
A ver, comes bastante bien, pero para llevar una vida más sana, también debes hacer deporte frecuentemente.
Sí, entiendo perfectamente.
4.
¿Llevas una vida sana?
Normalmente llevo una vida sana. Como bien, fruta y verduras, y bebo mucha agua. No como pasteles. Pero ayer salí con unos amigos. Comí una hamburguesa con patatas fritas y fumé 10 cigarrillos.
¡Ay! ¡Qué tonto eres! ¿Y haces deporte?
Sí, me encanta hacer deporte. Juego al fútbol 3 veces a la semana.
Muy bien. Pues para llevar una vida sana, debes comer bien, debes hacer deporte frecuentemente y sobre todo, no debes fumar.
5.
¿Llevas una vida sana?
Pues creo que no. Me gusta mucho ver la televisión y no duermo mucho. Ayer por la noche vi la televisión. Comí patatas fritas y caramelos.
¡Qué horror! ¿Y haces deporte de vez en cuando?
Nunca.
Pues tienes que cambiar tu vida. Para llevar una vida sana, debes hacer deporte. No debes comer comida basura y, por favor, debes dormir 8 horas al día.
Okay, so I'm going to close this now. I'm going to come back to my slideshow. Just give me a moment. From the currents. Okay, so you have listened to all the 5 people saying what positive things they do, what negative things they do, and what advice they've been given. Let's have a look at those answers. So the first one was done for you. The second one, the person eats a lot of fruit and vegetables, and that the person swims at that swimming. Negative, eats a lot of burgers and chips, and is being advised not to eat junk food and do more sport. The third person is fruit, water, does volleyball or plays volleyball, but doesn't do much sport, and the advice given is to do more sport. The fourth person is eats fruit and veggies, not cakes, drinks water, and does loads of sports. But eats burgers and chips and smokes 10 cigarettes. That's a lot. And then the advice given is eat well, do sport, don't smoke. And the last person doesn't say anything about doing things positive things, doesn't sleep much, eats sweets, and doesn't do sports, and is being advised to do more sport, not to eat junk food, and sleep 8 hours a day. Now, these are your answers. I'm expecting that most of you have been able to give more than one response per person, as one more positive, one more than one answer in positive, in the negative, and so on. Okay, mark your work, please. Now I'm going to pass to the next one, where I'm going to open with this. I ask you to do the genius task of being able to spot, see if you could be able to spot those verbs mentioned in the listening activity that are in the pretérito tense. So I'm going to put the list. This is the list. These are the 7 verbs. I hope you have spotted. If you have done the 7 of them, well done. Muy bien. Excelente. If you have done some of them, excelente as well. Please write the list. If you know the meaning of the verbs, you do not have to write the English version of it, because you don't need to. If you do not know the meaning of the Spanish verb into English, then make sure that you have the Spanish and the English. Okay, so now we're gonna do the next activity. In this activity, you're gonna be doing 2 things, but let me explain first what the activity is about. So, ¿quieres llevar una vida más sana? Do you want to have a healthier life? So this is Susana Salud Perfecta. So ask help to Susana Salud Perfecta. So Susana, it is, as you can see, a very healthy yogi person, and she gives advice to people. People write emails to her and she gives advice. So in here we've got El Toro, Sara, Millie, Ramon, who are asking for advice to Susana. So you are going to read these texts, and then you are going to, let me just go to the next slide. Then you are going to read what are the advice that Susana are giving, and you need to match the person with the advice. Okay, so what the person is saying to Susana and asking for help, and what advice Susana is giving to that person. Okay, now for you to make your life easy and not having to be stopping and going backwards and forwards in the video, what I would suggest is that you take a picture of this slide, and then you can move to the next slide. So you got this text and you can match accordingly. Okay, so you're gonna read this text, and then you are going to match the text with the correct advice. Once you've done that, then you are gonna choose that question and the answer that you have matched. You're gonna choose one, okay? and you're gonna make a summary in English. Okay, so take a picture of this slide, then move on to this slide, read the advices that Susana is giving to these people. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got 5 advice. There is one that you don't need to use, okay? Now, let me move this a bit so you can write the vocabulary that is in this book. So here you've got vocabulary that you're gonna find in the text. Can you please write it down, because it's very useful and you can use it when you're doing your writing, okay? At some point you can use this extra vocabulary. So stop the video and do the activity, okay? So let's see what answers do you get. So the first thing that you needed to do is to read the text of people asking for advice to Susana Salud Perfecta and match it with the correct advice to each of them. So we've got here, 1 es B, 2 es C, 3 es E, y 4 es D, okay? Check that your answers are correct. Now you should have chosen one of these matching, which is the question and the answer, the advice given, and make a summary in English, okay? So that is what you should do. And I would like to see that in your exercise book, okay? So choose one of these match that you have. For example, I choose 2C, and then, or 2C, and then I'm gonna make a summary about it. Okay, write your summary in English. Now you are going to do this questionnaire. Haz el siguiente cuestionario. El bienestar, well-being. Before you do that, can you write again the word inside the yellow box? Evitar significa avoid. Okay, so you are gonna do this questionnaire. This is about you, okay? So all you need to do is to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y 6, and then say if 1 is A or B or C, 2 is A, B or C, and so on. You just choose one, okay, per question. And once you have done that, then you're gonna move on to this article. So Marta, Gabriela, y Juan, see, so Gabriela, Marta, y Juan, they've done the questionnaire like you, okay? And then once they've done the questionnaire, if you got many responses that are A, then you are like Gabriela. If you've got many responses that are B, then you are like Marta. And if you got many responses that are C, then you are like Juan. What I want you to do is first have a look at your responses. Do you have many A's? Do you have many B's? Do you have many C's? Okay, check the answers. Check it and then read. Okay, if you have many A's, you have to read Gabriela. If you have many B's, you have to read Marta. And if you have many C's, you have to read Juan. But then once you look at your responses, you have checked your responses. What I want you to do is to read all the text, okay? Because you are gonna do the next activity. So read all of them anyway. Once you have read this, and what my advice would be as well is that you take a picture of this text and then so you can answer the following questions. So now decide si estas afirmaciones son verdad, mentira, o no se menciona, okay? So read these statements and you need to tell me if they are verdad, true, mentira, false, or is not mentioned, question mark. Okay, so Gabriela eats a healthy diet. Es verdad. So Gabriela likes to eat healthy food. Marta needs more sleep. Es verdad. Because if we look at the text, in the text is saying that el ejercicio es necesario, and she's also saying tienes que comer más sano y dormir más. So you have to eat healthier and sleep more. Okay, so the answer for Gabriela is verdad. For Marta is verdad. Marta is a very energetic person. Mentira. Because in the text it's saying, let me go back again, soy joven y necesito energía, no? So she's saying, I am young and I need energy, right? That's what she's saying, but she's not saying I am an energetic person, okay? So that means it's mentira. Juan has stopped smoking. Okay, let's go back to this text. And Juan is saying, no tengo hábitos muy malos como el fumar. So I do not have bad habits like smoking. So that is saying that he doesn't smoke, okay? So that means that Juan has stopped smoking. He's not even smoking, mentira. And then Juan doesn't have enough time to exercise. So let's go back again to the text. And in the text is saying, tengo que estudiar mucho y no tengo tiempo para practicar deportes. I have to study a lot and I do not have time to practice sport. So that means that Juan doesn't have enough time to exercise. Es verdad. Okay, so check your answers. Okay, well done if you got all of them correct. Now, this is the last activity of the lesson. What you're gonna do, you're gonna, again, put into practice everything that you have been learning so far, the vocabulary about la vida sana, healthy living, the grammar using para, and the verb, deber, okay, and the different conjugations. So you're gonna translate these sentences. So stop the video to do them. Make sure that you write the sentences and then translate. And here are the different translations. Okay. Check your answers. Please pay attention to the spelling and accents of on Spanish words. Mark your work. If your sentences are not the same as mine, can you please rewrite those sentences? And that's it, year 9. Yeah, well done. Excellent work. Make sure that if you got any problems, you speak to your Spanish teacher. Do not forget to submit your work. Please don't stress yourself if you haven't completed all of it. It is very important that you are doing your best and you submit as much as you have been able to do for the lesson, okay? I will be seeing you on lesson 3. Adios.